Once again, a very good morning to everyone. And now, I want you to think of someone, just one person, who seems to have their finances sorted. Of course, not a celebrity, not some billionaires or Forbes, not Sundar Pichai. I was talking about him a little while ago, but someone real, someone you actually know, a neighbor, a colleague, a relative, that one person at every family gathering who everyone quietly looks at and thinks, इनके पास हमेशा कुछ ना कुछ होता है. And now here's the question nobody asks. What are they doing every single day that you are not? Not once a year, not when a crisis hits, but every single day. We love to think wealth is about a big break, a lucky investment, a viral moment, a rich relative with a generous will. But the truth, the slightly boring, extremely powerful truth is this: the people who are financially free didn't get there in one dramatic leap. They got there in tiny, invisible daily steps. So today, we're pulling back the curtain on what those steps actually look like. So, welcome to Daily Habits of Financially Successful People. And, here's the one idea that I want you to hold through this entire session. Wealth is built in habits, not in hope. Let me say that again. Wealth is built in habits, not in hope. Hope says, someday my salary will be big enough and then I'll start saving. Habit says, I save first today, even if it's 500 rupees. Hope waits for the right moment. Habit creates the right moment. And the beautiful thing about habits, they compound, just like interest, small, consistent, quietly unstoppable. So let me share the habits with you. Yes, habit number one: they budget every month without fail. Let me tell you about Deepa. She's 38 years old, homemaker in Pune. Husband earns a decent salary. But for years, by the 20th of every month, the account felt thin. No idea where the money went. It just went. Phew. Then Deepa started something embarrassingly simple. On the first of every month, she sat down for 20 minutes and she wrote out income, fixed expenses, and what was left. That's it. No app, no spreadsheet, a notebook, and a pen. 6 months later, she had savings. Not because the salary increased, but because for the first time she could see where the river was leaking. Budgeting isn't a restriction, it's clarity. And clarity is power. Habit number two: they track every rupee. Yes, the financially free people, they track every rupee. Yes, everyone. And now I know what some of you are thinking. Tracking expenses? That sounds exhausting. But here is what actually exhausting. Reaching the 15th of the month, looking at your account and thinking, wait, where did 40,000 rupees go? Let me tell you about Sneha. She's 26, IT professional in Bengaluru, used to spend freely. Coffee, Swiggy orders, random sales on Mantra, not recklessly, just without noticing. Then she started logging every expense on her phone, not to punish herself, just to see. Within 2 weeks, she discovered she was spending rupees 4,200 a month on food delivery. She didn't quit it entirely. Of course, she's human. But she cut it in half and redirected that money to a recurring deposit. 2000 a month, 24,000 a year, just from noticing. See, awareness is the most underrated financial skill in the world. And now coming to habit number three. These people invest early, even when the amount feels small. Yes, this one is for teenagers and 20 somethings in the room. And I say this with love. Please start now. Let me tell you about Arjun. He's 22, just started his first job, 25,000 take home. His friend told him, एक SIP शुरू कर, just 500 a month. Arjun laughed. क्या होगा 500 में? But he did it anyway. Now here's the math that nobody puts it in textbooks. 500 a month at a modest 12% annual return started at 22. By the time Arjun is 42, that quietly becomes over 4.9 lakhs from 500 rupees per month. And that he barely missed. And this is not magic. This is compounding. Einstein allegedly called it the eighth wonder of the world, and the only thing that activates it is starting. Now, coming to habit number four, they never stop learning about money. Yes, financially successful people, whether they are a homemaker managing a household or a CEO managing a company, share one quiet habit. They are always learning. A podcast during the morning walk, a 10-minute YouTube video instead of a reel, a book borrowed from a library. Yes, those still exist. And they don't wait to be experts before they start. They learn as they go and they start before they are ready. Because the thing about financial knowledge, every new thing you learn is a door you didn't know existed. And now, coming to habit number five, they pause before they buy. Yes. And finally, the habit that saves more money than any investment tip will ever, the 24-hour rule. Before any unplanned purchase, anything that wasn't on the list, they wait for 24 hours. And now I know the sale ends tonight. The offer is only for today. But here's what actually happens when you wait. 80% of the time, you don't want it anymore. That kurta, that gadget, that limited edition thing, gone from your desire list by morning. So, this one habit alone can save an average Indian household 3,000 to 5,000 rupees every single month, not by sacrifice, just by pausing. So, you'll all notice something about every single habit I just described. None of them require a huge salary. None of them require a financial degree. None of them require luck, inheritance, or a good stock tip from a cousin. They require one thing, and that is discipline. And discipline, real discipline, isn't punishment. It's just choosing your future self over your present impulse again and again and again. Small habits, consistent practice, time. That's the entire formula. That's the secret. And that was never really a secret at all. So here is your exercise for today. And I mean today, once again, not tomorrow. Track every expense just for today. Every chai, every auto, every grocery bill, every impulse click on Amazon, write it down. Phone notes, diary, whatever works. Maybe even that acts as a graphotherapy practice for you. No judgment, zero guilt. And this isn't about shame, it's about seeing. Because you cannot change what you cannot see. And once you see it, truly see it, you'll never be able to unsee it. That's where the shift begins. So I want to leave you with something to carry home today. Every financially free person you admire, they didn't become that person on the day they made a lot of money. They became that person on a quiet Tuesday when nobody was watching, when the amount was small, when it would have been easy to say, कल से शुरू करता हूँ या करती हूँ. But they didn't say tomorrow. They said now. Wealth is built in habits, not in hope. And habits, beautiful, boring, brilliant habits, start with one decision right here, right now. So track every expense today, just today. No judgment, only awareness. And tomorrow morning, look at that list and ask yourself, am I spending in alignment with the life I want? That one question asked honestly can change everything. And you have, you know, everything you need to begin. So with that thought, thank you. Thank you everyone for joining us today.